The first one is a tensiometer, and so it measures how much surface tension there is at an air-water interface. Water is a very polar molecule, so you know when like you have water in like a small container, it kind of like runs up the sides and has a meniscus. That's because there's a lot of force, like a lot of interactions between the water molecules at that surface. But if you ever introduce like surfactants or proteins to that, like when you add soap to water, the surface tension of the water decreases a lot.
Okay.
So we can use this machine to measure how much surfactant or protein is at a surface based off of how the surface tension changes over time.
Okay.
And then the second thing I'm working with this summer is this really awesome machine. It's one of 40 in the world.
Wow.
So it's made, I can't remember.
How did OSU get its hands on that?
So our lab wrote a grant proposal, and then OSU, their research office has grant money that you can get to get new machines. And we also have a grant, I can't remember if it's from the National Science Foundation or the National Institute of Health, but those two organizations give a lot of funding to. So yeah, so we got this baby, and it uses like glass slides, and then you just can like flow different solutions past the surface to see how they'll stick. So I think my lab notebooks are over here. Sorry for the weird noise.
No, you're fine.
Sonic meeting stuff.
How many people are in this lab at a time usually?
It depends. Our lab has 3 grad students right now and 2 students visiting from South Korea.
Okay.
And 3 undergraduate students, and then a visiting professor. So I think they said like 13 people working in our lab this summer, but usually it's only like 4 or 5 during the school year. But here's an example of like kind of the data I get from like the owls. So like this is like there's nothing sticking to the surface, and then when I put protein in, a bunch of it stuck, and none of it really rinsed off. And so that's what we'd like to see is like if we use a different type of surfactant, that we would have less protein sticking to the surface, and that it would be really easy to recover the protein.
Okay.
So.
And then, are you hoping to get published after this?
Yeah. So hopefully by the end of the summer I'll be able to write a manuscript and have it published. That'd be really cool.
Does that go, are you talking for the catalyst, or are you talking by your professor?
Yeah, so I'd be the first author on the journal article, and it would be probably published. I think we're looking at like a pharmacology, like peer-reviewed journal for this article.
Great, cool. Okay, I'm going to take you off here.